Hi, hello. Welcome to another episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is July the 19th, 2024. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to ya. Hopefully, that energy carries, it finds you. Hopefully you're listening to this on a Friday, but if not, that's A-okay. Hopefully you still get that energy. It carries to you. But yeah, I would say my day was good. Wasn't too busy. Pretty light work. We love that. Let's see. Food corner from last night was Korean fried chicken. We got the spicy kind this time, so I was very excited because that means it was extra spicy. Or it really wasn't extra spicy, but it's spicier. And I've said this before. I know it's kind of controversial. I like garlic. I just don't love garlic, like especially anymore. Like when I was younger, oh man, garlic bread, garlic bread, garlic bread. Of course, no problem. Now I just like garlic bread, and really I'm just here because it's buttered bread, and I'll take a little garlic. Why not? But the spicy, just all out spicy is just my favorite, but it's harder to get. And I think I know why. We've covered before that there's a shortage on spices. So naturally, anything that you have where the recipes like requires red pepper, you're going to be potentially in trouble. There's going to be a shortage of that. I'm still not seeing that many sriracha bottles out there, at least the green tops. If you know, you know. So, it was a good meal. What else did I have with it? White rice and some egg rolls. So yeah, it was good. It was yummy. Let's see here. Was there anything else on the personal tip? Nah, I think we're good. I think we're all right. We can go ahead and do our startup and get into some news. And also, I almost want to apologize because I know we've been talking a lot of politics this week. I know, and it's especially a lot of Trump. That's what we're about to get into. And I know it's so boring. Trust me, I get it. Like, I didn't even actually watch the RNC shit. I just caught clips this whole week because I really wasn't trying to get into it. But I saw once the speech took place and there was a culmination and we're going to get into some of the details. I'm like, we got to talk about it. And plus, there's some more Biden stuff too. So, and it's election year. We're Americans in the midst of an election. Like, it's coming. Y'all knew. This isn't your first rodeo with me doing this shit. So, hold on to your butts. All right. Ooh, our first story comes from The Guardian. Trump's speech mixes unity and hate as he caps off Republican convention. As Donald Trump recounted the terrifying moment when a would-be assassin attempted to kill him on Saturday, the adoring audience at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee hung on his every word. And I want to pause here already at the top. This shit was like a religious event. And it was like that kind of all weekend, or all week, I should say. The energy was very palpable. You had a lot of motherfucking faces and names from the Republican conservative sphere come out and talk. There was Nikki Haley. There was Ron DeSantis. Everybody came out, kissed the ring, and was like, hey, we're with Trump. We're standing together. So definitely in that regard, you could see that unity was there. But there was this added energy kind of laced before Trump went on. Like, throughout Thursday, there was talk of like, hey, I redid my whole speech because of that assassination attempt. So there was this vibe of like, you're going to be potentially looking at a whole new Trump. It's more than just a little gauzy earpiece that I'm pretty sure that motherfucker does not need to wear. Like, I don't think he was wearing it before before the RNC. I think he was golfing without it or whatever. I'm sure they just stitched that shit up and he's good to go. Maybe he might have to do some plastic surgery. Maybe not. I don't even know. But essentially, he's wearing that shit for a flex. But to get back to, once again, the vibe of the RNC and how it was so weird was like people, and I'm talking the same people who wouldn't wear a fucking surgical mask to potentially save their life for someone next to them. they were wearing these fucking earpieces, these gauze pieces, in solidarity with their god Emperor Trump. Like, and that's what it was. Like, you literally heard interviews of people where it's like, look, here's a brass tacks of it, yo. Like, I wish they said yo. I wish. But here's the brass tacks. This man is anointed by God. He dodged a bullet. Like, and he does give give a reasoning on what happened. He goes through it. I know I'm kind of like jumping around here, but essentially, if you let Trump tell it, it was literally his stance on illegal immigration and this chart. That's what saved his life. It really comes down to that, at least according to his perspective. He has this chart that he was going to in the middle of that rally on Saturday, and he goes to look at that chart that's posted, and because he turns his head so much, the shooter misses. And there's also some other shit, too. I've learned a little bit of details. I guess we can kind of go on a little bit of a tangent here. Why not? But the bumblebutt fucking police did actually do something, you know? And also, I mean, there's a whole thing in the lapse, in terms of like the Secret Service. They've kind of been getting grilled. They've been getting interviewed. People are like, I can't believe there's a lady leader of the Secret Service. She should get fired. Another DEI hire. They're going off. They're mad. They're upset that there was a slope roof that wasn't covered, which is what the shooter was on. There was essentially like a 20-minute or so no time. Like, they knew that the shooter was up there, and they just kind of didn't do anything, and they let Trump get up and start yapping. So there's that. But the bumblebutt police, they literally like did like, hey, I'll boost you up, brother. And they boost him up. They boost the cop up, and the cop sees the guy trying to take the shot, and of course there's crooks, and he's like, oh fuck, and then of course the bumblefuck fucking cop is like, oh fuck. So there's this. Meanwhile, there's a whole guy who's watching this with his friends. Like, he's doing a little like out of the crowd kind of watch party. They're like, hey, there's a guy, there's a shooter. It was just a whole clusterfuck of bullshit. I know there's still people thinking like, oh, it was a cover up. This is a conspiracy. It's a psyop. But it was just a mess. It was just a bunch of bullshit ass cops and Secret Service fucking up a job, and a 20-year-old who really wanted to fucking prove that he was an actual crack shot. And turns out, once again, because of a fucking graph, he didn't quite hit the mark. So yeah, let's get back to the conversation at hand. You know, I'm all over the place here. There's supposed to be a message of unity from Trump. That was initially what was marketed. So he comes out. And there's some more shit. Oh my God, it was just so much. So I've referenced this before, right? Where there was an RNC, this is around the Obama time, and Clint Eastwood comes up. They wheel his fucking old ass out, and he's talking to a chair with no one in it, and it's supposed to be Obama, and he's yelling at Obama about how he's let down the country, blah, 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 blah. And it was so fucking funny. That, to me, was peak RNC. This topped it. This RNC this year, it hit different. They had Hulkamania, brother. And look, I know the Hulkster has fallen from grace, especially for my black ass. It's crazy how much he does not like black people. He really doesn't. He's not a fan. Even though we're fans of him, you know, we love when he rips his shirt off. But needless to say, he did that whole bit, and you know, he's on Team Trump, of course. That makes sense. All right, awesome. And he rips his shirt, and he's doing the whole bit. And and this honestly is my favorite part of the RNC. Before we get into the whole Trump bullshit. Is you know, everyone's going crazy. Hulk Hogan rips his shirt off. It's Trump, JD Vance. It's the whole ticket on his other shirt. Awesome, love that. And like, it pans to Trump, and you know how I love when Trump does the the Black Power fist. I love how he made it his. He's owning it right now. He does that, but he does it in like this like. Just in a way that you see like a Caesar would or whatever. And he just is like, he holds it up to Hulk, and he's like doing the kissy face. It was just such a weird moment to see. I was like, this is the clip. This is the money shot. Like, this is the whole RNC to me. And like, then I see people today, like they're posting like Idiocracy memes with Terry Crews and then Hulk Hogan. It's like, this is the same shit. This is the same image. And I love that for us. Like we're never leaving the idiocracy accusations. We're living it. This is the life now. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into at least some of the play-by-play, at least some of the highlights of this speech. As Americans, we are bound together by a single fate and a shared destiny, Trump said on Thursday night. We rise together or we fall apart. I am running to be president for all of America. And I'm like, that actually doesn't sound bad. He's actually kind of spitting. And you go a little bit further into the speech, like about 5-10 minutes. He does this unity shtick. And like, I heard comparisons listening to the Daily, and they compare it to Obama. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I get that. Essentially, Obama had a similar kind of speech where he's like, dude, it doesn't matter whether you're red or you're blue. Like, you're an American. Like, this is, this is about us. We're trying to get better, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And, like, Trump was giving that. And it made sense. There was a flow to it. There was a vibe. But around the 15-minute mark, Trump kind of gets, like, bored. Or it's just like, he's just like, all right, enough of this bullshit. And then he literally just goes back to the classics. And like, by the classics, I mean, he literally just does more or less the rest of the rally speech that he didn't get to do because he got shot in the fucking ear. So it really just shows that there really wasn't a change of heart here. Man just got shot. That's it. That's all it was. And, he's just going to do the fucking classics. It's the illegals, I had the best fucking thing, China virus, all the bullshit. And it's just like, dude, like, and it's weird because he literally could have just done conservative Obama and just left it at that. But instead he does a 90-minute fucking rant. And like, literally, like in multiple outlets that I listen to, you hear where it's like, there's a teleprompter guy. Everyone knows the teleprompter guy. And he has to stop his teleprompter movement to let Trump ad-lib for just minutes at a time. Just going ad nauseum, blah, 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 blah. It's this and it's that and it's blah, blah, blah. And literally it gets to the point where I hear people talking like, panning to the audience, and people are getting bored. They're on their phones. Like, they've lost the plot. And it's like, dude, you should have just wrapped this shit up, kept this shit on once again, conservative Obama, and then just moved the fuck on. But like, Trump is just gonna be Trump. And I think that's, I guess, the takeaway from this, which I guess is maybe a silver lining, is that maybe people aren't going to like actually like hold on to this assassination attempt and go, oh, like he's just gonna cruise in. Maybe by the time we get to November, things will have changed, which is going to get to the, obviously the part 2 of this conversation, the Biden element, which is maybe Biden might actually step down. Maybe. They dovetail that at the end of this article. I'm going to segue into the next bit from NBC News. Biden's family starts discussing his possible exit plan from the 2024 race. So over the past like 24, 48 hours, which I'm going to say here, I'm just going to kind of riff here a little bit. There's been more and more politicians, more and more people stepping up and saying, Biden, you gotta call it quits, dude. Like, this isn't it. And even to the likes of Obama himself doing an about face and being like, he's concerned. Also Nancy Pelosi, who I've mentioned, she's pushed even harder. I think even actually having like direct conversations with him. Adam Schiff, Hakeem Jeffries, which is the minority whip of the House. Chuck Schumer, who is the Senate majority. So, I mean, a lot of bigger names are now coming out, making an actual push to Biden, and it does seem, at least as of media speculation and rumor, which I have to continuously add, it's crazy that now, of all times, now they decide to be like, yeah, Biden's so old, he's just not fit for this, he's just not able. Like, isn't it crazy? He's making all these goofy gaffes and like, they keep reiterating this shit. Like, I literally was listening to a BBC interview where the guy asked Zelensky, we all, Ukraine, Zelensky, hey, how did you feel when Joe Biden called you Putin on accident? And he's like, dude, it was an accident. Like, motherfucker has been doing this shit since he got into office, since we heard him on the campaign trail, like, way back when he was going against Trump for the first time. It's not new. But, like, they are on his neck about this shit this time around. And good. I mean, awesome. I mean, better late than never, I fucking guess. But at the same time, I have to preface this with the fact that in this article, there's an interview with him, Biden and Al Sharpton, and this was as of Thursday, where he's like, I'm not stepping down. Like, I'm still running. So this is all vaporware. It's all fucking bullshit till the man does it. But I've heard rumors to the point of he has his exit speech set up maybe even as of this weekend. So, I mean, shit. If it happens, I would love that. That being said, I was, gabbing with the motherfuckers at work. And, I ran it on them because, they didn't know this because they're like, yeah, Biden's so old. But that Trump speech was crazy. And it's like, yeah, but it really looks like most likely the pick would be Kamala Harris. And literally we all laughed. Everyone who I mentioned that to just started laughing. Because, I mean, it still is going to be a fucking snipe shot to fucking make that happen. To make Kamala Harris with what vice president, what VP pick, what combination? How's she going to handle that in the debate? What's she going to talk about, coconuts and trees and then laugh? Like, is that going to actually work against strongman populist Donald Trump, who literally can dodge bullets, who has super immunity? So, it does kind of seem laughable. Once again, I've mentioned a poll where she's won, but that's a poll. Polls don't mean shit until we actually get to goddamn election day. So, I mean, that's where we're at with it. That being said, I don't want you to go away thinking, oh, maybe Biden's going to go, because my speculation is he's not leaving. Until this motherfucker says, I'm out, then he's in. You know what I mean? But that being said, the fact that you have so many motherfucking people, especially high-name people that Joe Biden actually fucking respects, maybe that means something. Maybe he will actually say, maybe it's time to not be so fucking selfish. Maybe I don't have a fucking shot. But yeah. Okay. I'm actually going to take a water break because I feel like I just kind of talked there. And, by all means, feel free to read it. I'm in riff mode. The next one's going to be from ABC News, and we're going to talk about Evan Gershkovich. All right. Temu was trying to sell me some cabinets. One looks okay. I always wonder. I've never ordered from Temu. Some people say it's good, but I don't know, man. Anyway. Evan Gershkovich sentenced to 16 years in Russian penal colony on charges of espionage. Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich has been sentenced to 16 years in a Russian penal colony on charges of espionage after a guilty verdict was announced in the American journalist's trial on Friday. So, I mean, this is pretty hot off the press. Why I say that, it happened at top of the day. Whatever, you know what I mean. Let me have this. The state prosecutor's office in Russia sought a sentence of 18 years. Gershkovich, I'm probably going to keep getting that wrong, had faced up to 20 years in prison based on the charges. Now, I'm surprised that this kind of happened so quickly. They had kind of been hovering over this shit, and the trial had kind of, finally got underway. And then next thing you know, oh, we're wrapping this shit up. He's sentenced. And it's like, what? Whoa. Y'all just did closing arguments today. But it kind of insinuates that maybe Russia and the United States have a prisoner exchange set up now. Time's going to tell on that. Of course, I'll be there to report that when I find out. Also, it remains to be seen if this is just going to be Evan Gershkovich and Paul Whelan, or if it, is there going to be multiple people? Let's see here. What else did I want to pull? Because I know there was also another person that they mentioned in this article that I haven't mentioned here yet. Also, there's a detail. Actually, I'll get to this first. Thursday's hearing lasted for more than 5 hours with a few short breaks. According to reporters sitting outside the courtroom, a local news outlet, It's My City, reported that only one witness appeared in court Thursday. Vyacheslav Vigner, a lawmaker from Putin's ruling United Russia Party in Sverdlovsk, apologies, mea culpa, regional parliament, who has previously said he gave an interview to Gershkovich before his arrest. Wigner told the local website 66RU that Gershkovich had at the time asked him about public support for Russia's war in Ukraine, the activities of the Wagner mercenary group, and how the Sverdlovsk region's industrial enterprises were being repurposed. So I wonder if that was maybe their scent that they tried to use, that this was espionage or not. I don't know. Let's see here. But here's the second point I wanted to make, or at least I was trying to make before. Another American journalist, Alsu Kurasheva, sure. A reporter for the U.S.-funded Radio Free Europe Radio Liberty has also spent 9 months in detention in Russia on charges relating to her coverage of the war in Ukraine. So, I mean, there's a bevy of people that more or less you could say that Russia has kind of collected like infinity stones, and they're just like, I mean, hey, we want people that are arrested not just in the U.S., but even abroad. I've heard the biggest was some guy, I think that they were arrested in Germany for a crime, and essentially that might be the main person of interest for Russia to trade. I don't know if that, once again, if that's going to be for Gershkovich and Paul Whelan or just Gershkovich. We'll see. Time will tell. But the trial seems to be wrapped up. 16 years. Obviously, this is a bogus charge. It's important that I add that. It's mentioned in the article by multiple people. And I agree. This is definitely not warranted. But at the same time, I mean, would I go to fucking Russia to see what's up or to do any kind of job? No, you couldn't pay me enough. Fuck that. Because I don't want to get arrested. I am not a celebrity. They would just let me rot. So, no thank you. But yeah, that's that. We have one more thing I wanted to cover. I know, this episode feels weird. Or at least feels weird to me. I feel like I'm riffing too much. But I'm always in my own ass here, you know? That's the blog style about this. I can just tell you. I'm not going to edit that shit out. I'm not going to edit anything. Leave it fucking in. All right. I have one more thing I wanted to cover, and then I'll let you go. Ooh, one nice thing I wanted to note, though. The weather's been pretty good today. It's like one of those summer days where it's not scorchingly hot. There's not that Cincinnati fucking humidity that's bogging you down. Way less wet heat. I'm really hoping that this walk I have after this episode is going to be nice. But yeah, it's been a good day for that. Good weather-wise day, for sure. Ooh, nice scenery too. You know, nice and like a good amount of clouds, but really great blue sky. Man, I know I don't do enough weather, you know, but I try when I remember. All right, let's do this last break. Ooh. Mm. Tasty. Okay. From the BBC, Crowdstrike and Microsoft. What we know about global IT outage. Ooh. I'm on that turtle time now. A massive tech failure has caused travel chaos around the world, with banking and healthcare services also badly hit. Flights have been grounded because of the IT outage, a flaw which left many computers displaying blue error screens. I heard the term blue screen of death today, and it took me back to my red ring of death days, and I laughed so hard. I was like, damn, that's so real. Most likely a millennial is the person who said that. I really wish I could have got that reporter's name or whatever. But the security firm CrowdStrike has admitted that the problem was caused by an update to its antivirus software, which is designed to protect Microsoft Windows from malicious attacks. I love it because there's a cruel irony to this, but because of this error is what it seems like, it caused the thing that malware attacks do. Like, what the, it essentially did the thing. And it shut down so much fucking software. And luckily, there's been, I believe, an update. So, like, we're on the mend here, but still, that creates a lag time that creates issues that last for days and or potentially weeks. So it's definitely a big blow to Microsoft. It's been a big blow to travel in and of itself that I kind of wanted to get into and cover. So scroll ahead. We don't know exactly what caused the outage, but once again, it seems to be related to this update. When I initially heard this story in the morning, I kind of wanted to blow it off because there's been like, oh, AT&T outage, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And sometimes I'll cover them for sure. But if it's something really minor in a news week that's as crazy as this, I don't really care. And then I initially wanted to cover it because, or I got back into it because I thought it was, oh, maybe this is like a hacking thing. Maybe they're not just telling us some shit. I got a little conspiratorial. But it doesn't look to be like that. It seems, at least as we know, that this was an error in the software, either in how it was updated or in the software in of itself. I don't fucking know. I'm not a fucking tech guy. Do I look like a Geek Squad member to you? But essentially, they've done this update, and now it's just a matter of like turning it off and on again in like a safe mode, I believe. Obviously, don't quote me. Read this article or like, I don't know, go to your proper customer service tech rep, whatever. But yeah, which I'm curious if you were affected by this in any way. If you got a blue screen of death, let me know. Sound off in the comments. In terms of me personally, was I affected? That's another reason why I didn't really want to cover it, because I didn't get affected at all personally. I was actually chilling though on my lunch break and not eating anything. Everyone asks what I eat on my lunch break, and I'm like, I don't eat anything. I eat on my 15. That's when I eat my little snacky poo. At least usually. But I was just chilling on my break, playing on my phone, and I, of course, am, ear hustling, and I hear people at our little digital kiosk, and you can, like, order the shirt for free, and people were asking about it, and someone came out, and they're like, oh, sorry, you can't use that until Monday. It's down because Microsoft Network is down. And I was like, oh, hey, this is anecdotal. I can use it, and here we are. So yeah, let me know if you were affected by this in any kind of way. I'm very curious. But that's it. That's really all I have for today. I somehow found a way to get longer than I should have, but hopefully you enjoyed me just ranting. Sometimes I just want to do that. I just want to kind of just freeform, hardcore parkour, news edition. But if you'd like to support the effort, become a newsie today. I have a Patreon, patreon.com/Isaiah News. You become a newsie. I dub thee a newsie on the pod, on the episode. I also do a roll call every top of the month if you'd like to be on that. Shout you out. I can plug. Oh yeah, that's the thing. I kind of forgot about this since I went through a little bit of a phase where I dropped it because I got a little sad. But I also plug whatever you want. So like, if you want me to plug a thing, I will become your ad space. I would gladly, by all means, billboard me out, dude. If you want me to, if you're a true Ohioan, if you're a real JD Vancer, and you want to say Ohio, like hell is real, I would say that for you. If you gave me $5 a month, I would say it every month. That's just the reality of this podcast and me as a person. But yeah, free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Let's see, YouTube, hit that subscribe button because I want you to. That's what I want, and that's a free way to help out. You hit that like button and you leave a cool comment. That really means the world to me. But you know what means even more than the world? What means the universe, and even more than the universe, the world tour to me? If you just listen, if you just tune in, that's so crazy. Even if you're not listening to this now, even if you just click and you just do the minute shit and then you tune out and fuck off, you're the greatest. You're the awesomest. I mean, technically you're the real one. If you're staying all the way to the end of this just to get the Marvel spoiler where I just yammer or I just give smooches, awesome. You're actually the realist. Actually, factually the realist. But hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.